Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to present a topic curriculum evaluation. So when we talk about curriculum evaluation, it's a bit confusing concept that many people think evaluation when coming with curriculum as evaluating students. But curriculum evaluation means evaluation of the program. So now let us see the details of curriculum evaluation, such as its definition, what are the different types of curriculum evaluation. There are various models proposed for curriculum evaluation as well as some tools and techniques. So first of all, let us see a definition of what curriculum evaluation is. The process of measuring and judging the extent to which the planned courses, programs, learning activities, and opportunities are expressed in the formal curriculum actually produce the expected results. So, this is a definition by UNESCO, and this process of measuring and judging the extent to which the planned courses, programs, learning activities, and opportunities in former curriculum produce the expected outcomes. So that's regarding the assessment or evaluation of measuring of these particular outcomes of a curriculum. So that's a general definition for curriculum evaluation. So evaluating a program or evaluating a course, evaluating a component in a curriculum, all these things are come under curriculum evaluation. So it's a process by which we can evaluate a curriculum for refining it or modifying it. That's the purpose. For improvement of the program or improvement of the course is the purpose of curriculum evaluation. Now let us see what are the types of curriculum evaluation. So there are two major types of evaluation, such as formative evaluation and summative evaluation. The terms are familiar for you. What is formative evaluation and what is summative evaluation? So formative evaluation is a continuous process of evaluation in which it assesses both the academic curriculum for its effectiveness, and it is a continuous process. So let us see. And summative evaluation, it's an evaluation of the end. We are conducting evaluation at the end, as in the case of term and examination. Similarly, it's a program and evaluation. Now let us see the details of formative evaluation. So formative type of evaluation assess the curriculum as it is used. So it's an ongoing process. It's a continuous process. So a continuous type of uh, evaluation of the curriculum as and when it proceeds from the beginning till the end. That's the nature of formative curriculum evaluation. And by formative means of evaluation, we get continuous and consistent feedback. That's the advantage of the formative evaluation, because we get feedback as and when the curriculum progresses. The methods for formative evaluation may include collecting student reflection after each lessons. So that's one way to gather or to conduct this formative evaluation, to reflection papers on daily lessons from students. Then midterm course evaluation is another method. We can evaluate or completion of specific components in a curriculum. So that's a midterm evaluation, and that can be adopted, or reviewing summaries that the students write on instructional units. So that also can be a means for formative evaluation, assessing the students' reports. That also is a means for formative evaluation. Allow educators and administrators to make changes as the school year progresses. That's one of the great advantage of formative evaluation. We can make necessary changes as and when the program proceeds or the course is on the way. We can intervene, we can modify, we can specify, we can remove certain things to make it more productive. So that's the great advantage of formative evaluation. Or we can adapt the curriculum as and when it is required. So, according to the learners, or we can change some topics, we can add some learning experience, or we can adopt specific learning styles, etc. So, these are the advantages of formative evaluation. So, it's a continuous evaluation from beginning till end. So, that is the first type of evaluation or first category, formative. Now, let us see summative evaluation. So, summative evaluation, as you know, it's the end evaluation. So, evaluating the product of the program. So, what the output or the outcome of the program, how regarding the nature of the outcome, whether it is of good quality or like that. So, allows educators and administrators to make changes as the school year progress and adapt the curriculum for different learning styles. So, it's for formative evaluation. So, it's measure curriculum success by reviewing the outcomes against benchmark standards. That's the nature of summative evaluation. It measure the outcome with certain standards. So there are certain standard for the outcome, curricular outcome, the degree or diploma, whichever the people completed, or by a 10-year schooling certificate. So a 10-year schooling certificate possess person having such and such competencies. So there is a standard for that. So whether these learners or the certificate holders possess such kind of standards. So comparing to that standard, that benchmark, that's the nature of summative evaluation. So evaluation of learning for accountability and are not used for improvement of educational process. So this kind of summative evaluation is generally meant for accountability of the program. How far the program is accountable, beneficial for the field, as well as how it productively incorporate in the respective field of work. So that's a major nature. It usually it is not followed for improvement of programs, educational processes in the curriculum. So it's an end evaluation. So these are the two main types of evaluation, formative and summative. Now let us see the models of curriculum evaluation. So there are various models, but in this presentation we shall see the four major models, such as the model goal attainment model developed by Taylor, Staffelbeam CIPP model, Eisner Connoisseurship model, and Bradley's effectiveness model. So let us see each one in detail. First of all, the model proposed by Taylor, it's termed as goal-oriented or objective-centered model. So we have already seen some presentation on Taylor's curriculum development model. Similarly, Taylor developed an evaluation model for curriculum also. So the curriculum evaluation model is termed as goal-oriented or objective-centered model. So you know, when we watch the presentation on Taylor model curriculum, the center of Taylor's concept to curriculum is naturally the objectives, behavioral objectives is the center. That's the product. Attaining that objectives is considered as the product of the outcome of the curriculum. So naturally, it's a product-oriented curriculum, and his model for curriculum evaluation is also follows summative evaluation. It's an end product evaluation model, and its strong points is that it is a rational and systematic model. So the model was developed in 1950, but even now it's a very strong model because of it is rational as well as systematic, and the steps and procedure in the model is highly systematic, and even now people are following Taylor's model for curriculum improvement or curriculum assessment, and it evaluates the extent to which the objectives are attained. So that's what actually this model proposes. The model stress on attainment of objectives. So how far the objectives are attained. So that is evaluated by following Taylor's goal-oriented model, as well as it focus on strengths and weaknesses of curriculum. So we can assess the strength and weakness of curriculum by following Taylor model of curriculum evaluation, the goal-oriented or objective-centered model. Now the second model, well-known model, Shaffer-Beam's CIPP model. CIPP stands for context, input, process, and product. So the four aspects are getting evaluated through the model. In that sense, this model is more comprehensive in nature. So when we talk about curriculum, it is a sum total, not a process product alone. So here in Staffelbeam proposes a model which include four major aspects of curriculum, such as context, input, process, and product. And this model focus on decision making on curriculum, how a curriculum can be, how we can decide what all components we have to incorporate it, what kind of experiences, and what shall be the nature of product, etc. On the basis of all aspects we can, or basic elements we have to take decisions, appropriate decisions. So it actually provide us the result. When we evaluate curriculum by using this model, we get what is the difference between the intended as well as the actual outcomes. So that is the result. What is our intention, what are our goals, and what actually we attained. So the difference between the two will get the exact nature of the curriculum we offer, and that's the nature of Staffelbeam's model. So the four elements, the context. In context, actually we evaluate needs and opportunities. So what is our intended needs and opportunities, what we intend to focus. So that's the first aspect. So the needs, context as needs as well as opportunities we plan for a curriculum, and at the end whether we have to concentrate on, focus on all the specified needs, as well as whether we are able to provide all these opportunities. So these are some questions regarding context. So during input, that's the second element. So what are the input to the curriculum? So the first input is learner entry behavior. So what will be the entry behavior of the learner when a learner comes to join for a course? Say for example, students join for M.Ed after completing a B.Ed program. So their entry program, so their entry behavior, that we know that it based on B.Ed degree. So they are already having a background experience in a course, an undergraduate course on education. So their entry behavior is like that. So similarly, when students join for a B.Ed course, so they are completing an undergraduate course, or some of them having some master's level course. So they are different backgrounds. They are some having background from sciences, some others from art subjects, like that. So, what about the learner entry behavior? Which particular behavior by which the learners enter to the program or course? So, that's the first input. Then, the objectives are another input, objectives of the program. Then, content, strategies, media, competencies of teachers, and appropriateness of resources. All these things contribute to input. The objectives, content, media, strategies, competencies of teacher, and appropriateness of resources included in the curriculum. All these are considered as input for the curriculum. So we have to assess each of these elements under the I, that is input. So the third one, the first P in CIPP, the process. So the process includes effectiveness of teaching learning process. So that is first category we have to consider while evaluating a curriculum. Effectiveness, how far effective is the teaching learning process. Then utilization of resources, whether all resources are utilized adequately. So, adequate use of resources, or is there some resources that could not be utilized properly for realizing the specific purposes? That's another aspect. Then, utilization of teaching learning process, whether the teaching learning process are effective or not, or the extent of effectiveness of that process we have assessed. And though this teaching learning process are effective, then whether it is possible to utilize it properly, appropriately, that's another aspect of process evaluation, whether this teaching learning process is properly utilized. And what about the effectiveness of assessment? So assessment also is considered as a continuous process under this model. So the effectiveness of assessment, how far the process of assessment is effective. So these aspects are evaluated under the process component of CIPP model. And the fourth component, the product. So the product, what about the nature of the product, the quality of the product? So in order to assess the outcome, the product of a curriculum, so an aspect, employability. Employability is an aspect. How far this degree holders, the certificate holders of the particular program are employable. That's the first aspect to assess. Then job status. So what is the status of the job they acquire while completing this kind of program? Then job adaptability. How far this program enable the certificate or degree holders to adapt to different kinds of jobs. Then wage comparability and salary structure. So what about the wages? What pay structure in which they got jobs? So these are some elements of which determine the quality of products. So in real life, whether these program outcomes, the persons with specific degree or certificate are employable, and the status of jobs which they acquire, and what is the nature of the pay structure, or the wages they obtain in specific jobs, etc. So these are the four elements, four components which proposed by Stuffle beam in CIPP model, context, input, process, and product. It's a very comprehensive model for curriculum evaluation. Then the third model proposed by Eisner, Connoisseurship Model, which emphasize on qualitative appreciation. So the other models, which are mainly a quantifying type of model, and Eisner's concept itself are regarding more qualitative in nature. So the quality of learning, that itself is his major consideration. He is considered of he consider his vision on curriculum such as a connoisseurship, that's an art of appreciation. So to reach up to the level of appreciation, so it's some of the highest achievement through any kind of curriculum. So this appreciation based on perceived memory, drawing from experience to appreciate what is significant. So that's the essence of his model. So a learner has to learn to appreciate, to identify what is significant, and then to appreciate it. So the aim of this connoisseurship model also is to improving educational experience. So experience are so significant in the case of Eisner, and this experience should enable learners to reach up to the level of appreciation. So appreciation is the highest level of achievement. Naturally, we can miss out in many kind of learning activities are not capable to lead learners to reach up to appreciation. So Eisner always stress for enable or empowering learners to reach up to that level of appreciation, and by a connoisseurship model is a model he proposed for his curriculum, and similarly he used this same term for assessment of curriculum also, and he stresses only on enhancing the experience. Educational experience shall be so significant or so powerful to develop a level of appreciation in learners. And the fourth model, the effectiveness model by Bradley, and this model includes 10 indicators to assess effectiveness of a curriculum. So it's a very elaborate in that sense, and the indicators include, so it assess the 10 he listed 10 indicators, and the presence or absence of these indicators show the effectiveness of the curriculum. So the 10 indicators are vertical curriculum continuity, horizontal curriculum continuity, instruction based on curriculum, curriculum priority, broad involvement, long range planning, decision making clarity, positive human relations, theory into practice approach, and planned change. So these are the 10 indicators proposed by Bradley in his effectiveness model. So any curriculum can be assessed following these indicators, and one should assess the curriculum with each indicator for its presence or absence, and after assessing using these indicators, we shall identify how far effective this particular curriculum is. So these are the four different models of curriculum. Now let us see the tools and techniques for curriculum evaluation. So the techniques such as the tools and techniques for evaluation is a common term for you. We are naturally we are using different kinds of tools and techniques for evaluation of students. So similarly, similar kind of some techniques as well as tools that we use for curriculum evaluation also. The techniques such as observation and interview. These are the common techniques used in a curriculum evaluation also. For observation, we have to observe the activities, the components, the programs, the various experiences which are going on while progressing a curriculum. So it's help us for continuous assessment or formative assessment observation, and the observation can be supported by tools such as observation schedules. So we can observe the activities within a classroom, and we can check it or rate it using certain specific other tools. So observation is a very effective technique for curriculum evaluation, and interview is another technique. We can conduct interview of different nature with different stakeholders of the curriculum. We can interview students, interview teachers, interview curriculum makers, so those who develop curriculum, and what actually happened during the progress or at the towards the end of the curriculum. So we have to provide an in-term or a mid-term or term and interviews with various stakeholders regarding students, parents, then teachers, etc. So these two techniques are highly significant in curriculum evaluation. Then the tools such as questionnaire, checklist, rating scale, observation schedule, interview schedule, etc. can be used as effective tools. Questionnaire can be given to students. We have to prepare questionnaire based on various elements of curriculum, and we can gather information from large sample of students, teachers, parents, etc. Then checklist can be used. Rating scales can be used to rate the effectiveness of various components, various activities or experiences, media, etc. Can be used. Observation, I already told that schedules can be used to supplement the support the observation process to make it more comprehensive. Similarly, interview schedules can be used to conduct specific interview with specific target group. So these are some important tools and techniques for curriculum evaluation: observation and interview as techniques, then various tools which we are familiar with. So that's the end of this presentation. Today we have seen curriculum evaluation. What is curriculum evaluation? Its definition. What are the two types of, that's a formative and summative evaluation, and the four major models of curriculum evaluation, such as the model of Taylor, which is a very systematic model, and a comprehensive model by Stuffelbeam, and then models proposed by Eisner and Bradley, and the major tools and techniques for evaluating a curriculum. So that's the end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel.